Today's Steelers Talk video is sponsored by Hexclad. Go to hexclad.com/chat and use promo code CHAT to get 10% off their premium cookware today. Now, on today's edition of Steelers Talk, I'm going to be doing a new segment here called Buy, Sell, or Hold. Now, we've got a bunch of different Steelers rumors for the 2023 season here. I'm going to tell you whether to buy that stock, hold that stock, or sell that stock. But before I get into those rumors and I tell you guys, I dive into my crystal ball here and tell you guys what's going to happen here in the 2023 season, go ahead and click that subscribe button because we're going to be having live watch parties for all 17 regular season games. Plus, we're going to be having a live watch party for the Week 3 preseason matchup between the Steelers and the Atlanta Falcons. So not only do we have preseason coverage for you guys, we got regular season coverage here on the channel for all 17 games. So if you don't want to miss a moment and you want a place to kick it with your fellow Yinzers this season, this is the place for you. So click that subscribe button for me right now. Now the first one that we have today, Matt Canada's play calling will derail the 2023 season. Now, that one's pretty interesting, but right now I'm going to say let's hold it right now. Let's not buy, let's not sell it, because I think it is possible that Matt Canada completely ruins this season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a very competitive division here in the AFC North. If the Browns, Bengals, and Baltimore Ravens are all quality football teams, a bad offensive coordinator could absolutely make the difference. And if Matt Canada stinks this year, that could absolutely be the difference in this division and put the Steelers in last place. That is my biggest fear as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan heading into the 2023 season. However, I'm going to hold the brakes here, and I'm not going to sell my stock in Matt Canada until I see a couple of games where it's the same old Matt Canada. You know, right now he's been talking about all offseason that they have new stuff in store for this offense. We haven't seen it in the preseason to this point, but I want to see it in the regular season. If Matt Canada can do a good job as the OC, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be a real problem for the rest of the AFC North in 2023. Now, let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Will Matt Canada's play calling derail the 2023 season? Predict it for me down in the comments section by giving me a B if you're buying that statement, or if you're going to sell that statement, give me an S down there in the comments section. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show, so YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. Take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question. All right, the next rumor that I'm going to answer here is Nick Bosa will not play versus the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 1. Now, we heard a rumor that Nick Bosa is planning on potentially holding out even going into the 2023 regular season. Last year's Defensive Player of the Year plays for the San Francisco 49ers, who, of course, play the Pittsburgh Steelers at Acrisure Stadium in Week 1. Now, I'm going to tell you guys to sell the stock on this story. I'm pretty sure what this is that Bosa's camp is just putting stories out there to try to put pressure on the San Francisco 49ers front office. And I believe a guy like Nick Bosa is going to want to be on the field here for Week 1 against a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, somebody that just won Defensive Player of the Year, isn't going to want to sit out any games. And I don't think the 49ers are going to want their best defensive player absent in that Week 1 matchup, because we know the Steelers are going to be a tough matchup for those 49ers. I would totally expect at this point Nick Bosa to be on the field at that point. All right, now I've got more rumors to go over here later on in today's show, but first let's have a word from our sponsor at Hexclad. All right, guys, it's time to talk about your kitchen. And no, I'm not talking about your roommate's dirty dishes that have been in the sink for the past week now. Today's sponsor, Hexclad, has revolutionized the cookware industry with a hybrid pan that gives you all the convenience and cleanup of a nonstick, the versatility of your grandma's cast iron, and a lifetime warranty just in case you find a way to destroy it. Use promo code CHAT at hexclad.com/chat for 10% off today. Hexclad truly checks every single box when it comes to picking your cookware. They're metal utensil safe, dishwasher safe, and oven safe up to 500 degrees. But don't just take my word for it, guys. Celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay uses these pans in his own home kitchen. This is what Gordon has to say about Hexclad. The sear I can get with these pans is incredible, with absolutely no stick. The temperature control is utter perfection, and the cleanup is effortless. I love using HexClad at home. And let me tell you guys, these pans are the sexiest pans on the market. I have brought my HexClad from home. And look at this thing, man. It is crystal clear. It is super clean, super easy cleanup. I pan fry steak and chicken on this probably 3-4 times a week. I make eggs on it on Sunday morning. It's absolutely fantastic for whatever you need, so you can seriously score some points at home with HexClad. It's time to stop ordering delivery food and start cooking like a big boy right now with HexClad in your kitchen. Real cuisine isn't made in a microwave, it's cooked in a HexClad. So for a limited time only, get 10% off with our special link, hexclad.com/chat. That's 10% off at hexclad.com/chat with code chat. All right, buy, sell, or hold. Pittsburgh's defense will lead the NFL in sacks in 2023. Now, this one, there's a lot of good pass rushes in the National Football League, but I am going to buy stock in the Pittsburgh Steelers leading the league in sacks this year. When you've got a healthy TJ Watt who can put up like 20-plus sacks when he's healthy, and now you got Alex Highsmith who looks like he's gotten even better coming off of a 14.5 sack season, I think they're going to rack up the numbers. And then he's still got Cam Hayward with an insane bull rush there. He's still got Larry Ogunjobi as well. And then Keanu Benson, who knows how good he's going to be this year. So I'm going to buy stock in this one here because I think the Steelers' pass rush is the best in the league. And that's not even counting the great blitzing linebackers that the Steelers have right now in Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts. I think Mike Tomlin is going to cook up the best pass rush in the National Football League this year. Then another one here, buy, sell, or hold. Kenny Pickett will be top 10 in touchdown passes in 2023. Now, for me, I think that because it's going to be a very run-centric offense this year, I don't think Kenny quite gets into the top 10. So I'm going to sell stock on this one. Now, does that mean that I think Kenny Pickett is going to suck this year? No, it doesn't. I think he's going to have a really good second season in the National Football League. I think that he's going to solidify himself as the franchise quarterback, or at least I hope. And I think that he's somebody that's really building chemistry with a lot of these wide receivers. He's throwing lots of back shoulder balls in training camp, which tells me that the chemistry between him and Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Pat Freiermuth, all these guys that he has to work with is really working well. But Matt Canada has made it absolutely clear. The heart of this offense is going to be the run game with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren. And if you're not throwing the ball all that much, then you're probably not throwing that many touchdowns as opposed to some of these really pass-heavy offenses in the National Football League. So when it comes to pure passing touchdowns this year, I think Kenny's going to play well, but I think he's going to be outside the top 10. All right, now buy, sell, or hold. Dan Moore Jr. will be the starting left tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 1 versus the San Francisco 49ers. This one's tough for me, man, because Broderick Jones is starting to really rise up the ranks. He's had a couple of really good days in practice, and we're still a couple of weeks away from an official decision being made. So right now, I am going to tell you to hold this one because I think Broderick has a legitimate shot here. Now, Dan Moore Jr. is still in the lead because he is better in pass protection. But listen, if Broderick continues to impress in practice against guys like Nick Herbig, who's been a real standout in camp along the edge, I think Broderick has a legitimate shot to win the position. But right now, it's definitely up in the air. Now, predict it for me down there in the comment section. Who do you think is going to start at left tackle for the Black and Gold Week 1 versus the 49ers? Will it be Dan Moore Jr.? Give me a DM, or if you think it's going to be Broderick Jones, the rookie out of Georgia, give me a BJ down there in the comment section. All right, for me, I'm going to say, if I have to pick right now, I'm going to pick Dan Moore Jr. because he's in the lead. But now, listen, if Broderick Jones has another couple of really good games in the preseason, if he continues to hold up Nick Herbig in practice, I think he's got a legitimate shot. Now, he needs to prove it. We've said it throughout the offseason. There's nothing given, even for first-round picks in this organization. But I think that with the talent that's there, he's got a legitimate shot. But if I have to put my money on it, I'm going with Dan Moore Jr. Now, buy, sell, or hold. Joey Porter Jr. will win Defensive Rookie of the Year this year. This one, there's a lot of really good defensive players in the National Football League, and there's lots of good defensive rookies. Jalen Carter with the Eagles, Nolan Smith with the Eagles, Will Anderson with the Houston Texans, Emmanuel Forbes with the Commanders, I think is a perfect fit for their defense. So right now, I'm going to sell this one. I don't think Joey Porter Jr. is going to be the true number one corner on this defense this year. I think that title is still going to go to Patrick Peterson. And I think that there's other players in this league, whether it be a Jalen Carter or an Emmanuel Forbes or a Devin Witherspoon with the Seattle Seahawks, that are going to take more of a prominent role in their defenses. And although I think Joey Porter Jr. is going to be the number one corner for this defense for the next decade, I don't think it's going to be this year, and I think that there's going to be other corners that might have a little bit more impressive stat lines when it's all said and done. All right, now buy, sell, or hold. Pittsburgh will have at least 3 players make an all-pro team this season. And you know what, man? I'm going to go out of limb here, and I'm going to say buy this, okay? Buy this stock. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to have multiple really, really good players, and I think they'll have at least 3 all-pro selections this year, whether it be T.J. Watt, whether Alex Highsmith finally breaks through here and gets an all-pro season, whether it be Cam Hayward, who is still an all-pro caliber player in my opinion. Minkah Fitzpatrick, the lone all-pro player for the Steelers last year, is still here, and he's still really good. George Pickens, if he breaks out and becomes a superstar, he might become an all-pro wide receiver this year. I think there's multiple players that could absolutely have all-pro caliber seasons, and because of that, I'm going to tell you to buy this stock. The Steelers are going to have one hell of a roster here in 2023. That'll be it for today's show, guys. Really do appreciate all the support. If you are a real one and you made it to the end of today's show, let me know down there in the comments section right now by typing real one in all caps so I know that you are one of those real ones that made it to the end of today's show. That'll be it for me today, guys. Really do appreciate all the support. And until next time, here we go, Steelers.